fantastic show. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go with it. If he thinks it's gonna be that great, I'm just gonna go with the show. The day came, the morning came, the afternoon came. We're all ready for the show. The show starts at 6. 5:30, there's like two people turn up. And we're looking at each other thinking, okay, maybe they're just gonna be late, It's a 2 hour show. The show starts at 6. 6 o'clock, there's like five people in a 400 people venue. And I was like, my God, really, right? And I just thought, this has to be a lesson for me. I just decided at that point. So listen, Ronnie, today you're going to learn how to deal with this kind of challenge. That's what got me through that day. And I just went back to all the models and all the fashion designers and the hairstylists and just said, listen, come together. I am sorry. I am sorry that I had relied on somebody else on this based on their promises. And we're not going to have a full house. We're not going to have a lot of people. At most, we might just get 20 people. So I'm going to have to do something so that we can work with that 20 people. So I now got the 10 people on each side to sit in the front row, got all the chairs away, and now brought it so tight together so that when the mothers were kind of walking out, you could just see the front row only in the photographs and the videos. So that's how we got through that. Some of my friends who were there, who was watching this video now, would say, "Yeah, I remember that night. It was amazing, man. It was crazy." And we didn't finish the show. We decided the show about 8 p.m. because we were still hoping people would turn up. Even the five that came left before the show started. Oh my God. But why am I saying this? It was a learning for me. I used that opportunity to learn. I used that opportunity to identify how to react, in some last minute circumstances and make some changes. So I hope that you can use things that you would have used to criticize yourself and things that you would have used to make yourself feel bad. Use them as a point of laughter. Use them as a point of joy that you went through that and you did it and you came out of it a better person. So that was just my little story for you. And just so that you know that it's not always easy. There's always, I'm just going to call our first caller, Mr. Dammy, just so that you know that it's not always easy. There's always challenges, and we go through so much that you don't get to see on Facebook and social media, but it's just the way it is. And that's just the challenges that we go through. Our first caller now is Dammy online. Thanks, though. That was quite funny, though.
Hello.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Dammy. You're live on air. How are you? It's Ronnie calling.
Oh, good afternoon. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. It's afternoon. Sorry, I hope I didn't wake you.
Okay, that's all right.
Amazing, amazing. How are you doing today? How are you coping?
I'm good. I'm good. And yourself?
We're doing well. We're doing well. You're live on air today, and today we're talking about self development.
Mm,
And I know that that is a very special topic that's dear to your heart. So I thought
yeah.
what I might do differently today is just allow you to talk first of all for like a couple of minutes, and then I
Okay.
can make a few notes, and then we can just discuss on those little pointers that you discuss. Would that be okay?
That's all right. That's
Okay.
okay.
So tell us about you first of all, and then just give us some a few points.
Okay. Sorry. Say that again. I didn't get that.
Now, so tell us about yourself,
Okay.
and then just give us a few discussions about why you think it's important for us to develop ourselves.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Rooney Jacobs. It's so awesome to come online with you, and I believe that somebody's going to benefit from this discussion. My name is Adedamola Timothy,
Mhm.
popularly known as Dami Timothy. That is my brand name, Dami Timothy.
Okay.
So, and by the grace of God, I've done all kinds of things. I started out as a flight services officer.
Mhm.
I specialize in weight and balancing of aircraft from takeoff to landing.
Mhm.
I, I grew up to be the operation manager of Swiss Airlines West Africa, Lagos,
Wow.
uh,
Mm.
before I came in here. So I was in charge of operation and flight dispatch. That was what I did. And again, I've also worked in administrations. I'm a seasoned project manager and
Okay.
a public speaker
Mm-hmm.
and a PR practitioner. That is what is it called now? PR practitioner, all the same. So,
Oh my
um,
God. All
so
right.
I've,
It's a privilege to
I've
have
done,
you online.
thank you very much. I've done all kinds of things, and what we are about to discuss today is
Mm.
one of the most important thing that every individual must actually give cognizance to. You must be able to look at yourself and how you can develop yourself, because you want to be important.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get it on the platter of gold. You have
Correct.
to find a way to to develop yourself. Personal development is a lifelong process.
Mm.
It's very, very important. It's a way you can actually assess your skill. You can assess your quality and an ability.
Mm-hmm.
It's a making up of your mind to be actually what you want to be. There are two ways to that. You see, you can look at it in an area of self-actualization, or you can look at it or actually fulfilling the purpose. Everybody has got a domain, and you must actually dominate in your domain. You understand?
Okay.
So,
Please break that down for us a bit. So that I understand. You've made two comments there. It's a lifelong purpose, and
yep.
and everybody's got a domain. What does that mean?
What I mean is that everybody has gotten special skills,
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
innate ability,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
something that you can develop that will actually put food on your table.
Mm-hmm.
Something you are willing to do without being paid even. But actually, when you do it, it creates pleasure. It gives services to people, and at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, they pay you.
Purpose. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
So
everybody.
that is your domain. But a lot of people are not actually dominating. That is, they are not mastered. They have not mastered it. They are not investing into it. They are not developing it.
Okay.
You know. So most of the gifts we've got, Mr. Ronnie,
Yeah.
they come in raw form,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't pay raw. You see, if you can't pay crude oil raw on the market to
Okay.
sell.
Okay.
You understand? You have to refine it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and that is where people fail. You have to find a way to refine your skill, your gift. You have to develop. It's very, very important.
Mm.
You understand? So, and also you have to come to a kind of self-assessment whereby you are very true to yourself as per what do I have to offer my world.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So, what do I have to offer? What is the mean? What is it that I do with pleasure? And I don't have to be coerced into, or I don't have to be forced to do it. So some of those
Mm.
things are things that you need, and I'm telling you, some of these things can form your employability prospects. You understand?
Mm.
They can make you to be marketable. That is where what you brand yourself around, that it makes you to be very fulfilled. You can build your future on it. It even makes you to be very relevant because you are very comfortable, doing what you are doing.
Mm.
So, and
Are
also
are
lastly,
you talking about? Sorry, before you go to your next point, were you referring there to the skill that you have developed? Am I correct?
yeah, I'm referring to your skill. I'm referring to your innate ability.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something that you know that you have.
Mm.
You
But how do
understand?
we
So that
know? How do we know? I know that you have so much information and you have so
mm,
much experience. So what I'm trying to do here is I try to talk to my guests so that they can break down one particular point because the
okay.
listeners might not really understand because we know these things. It's easier for us to say them, but it might be
hmm
difficult for them. So my question going back is how do you know what that your gift or that your skill is?
It's not far-fetched, Mr. Jacobs.
Mm.
You have to look inward. Looking inward means that you have to actually place yourself on a scale of examination. When I say scale of examination, it means you have to look at such things that you comfortably will be able to do without any stress.
Mm. Things that you love doing, things that you
you
enjoy doing.
yeah you enjoy doing so, and that is where, before actually you find vision, you create vision as, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Let me say this before we go down. When
Yes.
I'm doing too much, please stop me.
Mhm.
You see, I read a book.
Yeah.
The name of the writer is George Banner. It's called The Power of Vision.
Mm.
He said vision is a foresight based on insight with the benefit of hindsight.
How? Oh my god. Oh dear. Okay. You got
you
two
know,
minutes to break that down for us.
okay, all right. When you are talking about insight, it's something that is in you. Foresight is something that you can see in the future. And hindsight is what you have passed through. You were just talking to us when you started the program about an event that you organized.
Mm-hmm.
And that event you organized, it did not go well. So
Correct.
with the benefit of first hindsight, when you want to do that again,
Mm.
you know what to put in place so that you won't have the same results.
Correct.
They say is the definition of insanity when you begin to do the same thing the same way and you expect different results.
I agree. Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? So that
Mm.
is inside. The inside is what is in you,
Mm.
what God has put in you, what
Yeah.
your innate ability. Then
Mm.
the foresight is okay. How can I perceive what I have to be able to achieve what I want? You
Wow.
understand what I'm saying? I think you got that.
I got it. I got. I'm
So
just.
that
You've just kind of blessed me as well. So I'm just trying to. I'm just digesting. Yeah,
so
it's just
so
amazing. I think I need to kind of have another show where I can
okay.
just talk to most of all these my guests for just 1 hour, because you
All
guys
right.
have got so much to say. In 10 minutes is never enough.
Yes.
All right, just you got 1 minute to just conclude your message, please.
Okay, what I have to say at this juncture is that you have to give yourself to self development. It does not come easy. It does not come. It's no luck. They
Mm.
say um, if horses how do I put it now? Even forgetting that adage.
Mm.
They say beggar is right or something like that.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
You just have to give yourself to whatever you want to do. If you have to go online, YouTube, you have to contact people like Mr. Rooney Jacobs. He's helped me. He's helped me today on certain things that I
Thank
don't know.
you, thank you, thank you.
So please, that's just the way to go about it, and I believe that you achieve your goals. When we meet next time,
Mm.
I'll be able to expatiate the more. I hope
Amazing. Thank
you're
you
okay.
so much, Mr. Dami. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank
And
you. Thank
I'll
you.
leave your details below for whoever would like
Oh,
to get in touch with you for some counseling. And we're
okay.
looking forward to having you next Monday at the same time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
And you too. God bless you.
All right. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye. That was Mr. Dami. He's full of amazing, amazing, amazing messages. And he talked about self development is a long time process. You have to gradually develop it and gradually improve on it. He also talked about everyone has a special skill, and your special skill you have to, when you look inside yourself, is what you love doing, and you grow and develop on that. And he also talked about you need to find a way to develop yourself. It's not just going to happen. It's just you just need to search. Now we're going to call another of our amazing ladies. We're going to call Trust, and also to talk about some of the amazing things that she's doing and some great topics. It's been there we go. Boom. It's just getting better and better. I want to say thank you all so much. Please leave the. Hello.
Hello, Ronnie. Hi.
Hey, I'm fine. Hi, Trust. You're live on air. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you very much. And how are you?
I am getting better, and I'm really starting to understand how to do all this on my own. But it's good.
Fantastic.
So thanks for coming on air again with us. I know we spoke last week.
Yeah.
And this week I am hoping that we'll be able to dig a little bit more deeper into self-development. So if you tell our viewers a little bit about yourself, and then just then we start a discussion, and then I'll be able to drop one or two questions within. So we're looking at self-development. So tell us about you and why you think it's important for us to develop ourselves.
Fantastic. I love the topic today. I love it. Yes, my name is Dr. Blikanyo Trust tenure, like he just mentioned. I'm a lifestyle specialist. I work with people who want to improve their lifestyle. This is through fitness and exercise, diet and nutrition, therapy. I do crisis counseling as well. I also run charitable activities like around Botswana community. I also have a school bus project charity which I founded. Basically, I'm raising funds to build a school in my home village.
Oh, amazing.
Yes, yeah. Yes, self-development. This is it's a huge thing for me. Yes. First of all, when I talk about self-development, I'm talking about a few things. In my agenda today, I've got 4 things.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, have a vision for your life, like a big picture for your life. Second, everything starts within you. It's an inside job. Just like what our guest just said right now, it's an inside job. Third, be consistent. Because you are what you repeatedly do. I cannot stress this enough. You are what you repeatedly do. Because, we are what we think about all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth, be grateful. When you are grateful, fear disappears and abundance appears. So basically, I'm talking from experience. Talking about how I came to be. I've actually written a book because I'm a life coach as well as a pageant coach, and also I'm a book author and a book editor. So I've written a book entitled "How I Got Rich Doing What I Love."
Wow. I'm definitely going to put the link to that book on Amazon on the comics, but go ahead.
Definitely. And this book is all about personal development. It's all about how I got to do what I'm doing right now, because everything starts with passion. You've got to enjoy what you're doing. You've got to be content. You've got to be happy, because when you stay true to yourself, you will enjoy life. You will be free, and you will be happy. That's a fact.
Yeah, you've made some very strong points, and I'm hoping that we have enough time to go through them. You talked about having a big picture for your life.
Yes.
I mean, can you explain what you mean by that?
Yes, a big picture. I'm talking about a vision here. So have like a long-term goal, have long-term goals. In order for you to change your life, you must change your habits as well. Have a positive mindset. How do you create a vision? For me, I found the motivation to change my life. When you have the motivation, this is what we call your why. Have a why, a big why. Identify what matters in life for you. I don't know if I'm clear enough.
You're very clear. I'm just learning, and I'm just absorbing all the I'm absorbing the knowledge, and I'm trying not to interrupt you because you're just flowing so well. And
yes.
This
is a big it's a big thing for me, because everything starts here. Everything starts. Yeah.
I mean, would you say that you have you've gone through some personal experiences that's helped you to grow better in this particular field, would you say?
Exactly. Every master has been a disaster. Master has been a disaster. You learn through experience. You've got to go through problems. You've got to go through hurdles. Problems give rise to growth.
You're very correct.
Only then can you actually say, "Oh, I've actually done it, and now I can actually share with others," because it's all part of the experience.
And the thing that I've come to understand is when we're going through that difficult time and when we're going through that challenge, it is hard to lift your head up at that time to realize and understand that I'm going through this because I want to learn. Because I'm learning. Yeah, go ahead.
It's not easy. Yes, you're correct. It's not easy. This is why I said at the beginning, be consistent, because you are what you repeatedly do. You know, grow to match your goals. You know, things like, have an accountability partner, for example, to help you get back, or maybe have a group where you can fall into, or have a mentor to help you, come back if you skew away from your goals, help you come back, things like that,
Amazing.
Have a vision board, for example, tools that you can use. Vision board, you can use things like affirmations, mind mapping, things like that, to sort of stay on track, because you're definitely going to be slipping back, slipping, away from your goals. It's not easy, I'm telling you.
I know. And my final question, it would be, in a short word, how would you overcome the fear of developing yourself?
Feel the fear and do it anyway.
I love that. In a very polite way.
The only way to beat fear or to overcome fear is action. Action actually, clears fear, or it overcomes it. It disappears.
Amazing. Thank you so much, and please leave a link to your book in the comments below, and then information how people can reach you. And it's just been amazing talking to you, and we're looking forward to talking to you next week.
Thank you so much, and bless you.
Thank you so much, Charles. Have a great day. Bye.
All right. You too. Bye. Bye.
The amazing Trust, a self-coach, a mentor, a book writer. I've known her for quite a few years now, and I just love seeing her grow and develop in what she loves doing and not giving up. No matter the challenges that she's facing or she faced at the past, she's continuing to drive on. And that's the spirit we all need, not to give up, to take advantage of opportunities. So I'm going to call another amazing lady who I've known her for about 2 years, and she has just been so inspirational. And when I see her growing, I can see that she is growing in the right direction, and I'm just so proud. I'm just so proud that when I see people taking up that challenge and sorry, I'm speaking away from the camera for a minute there, taking up the challenge and just growing and not giving up, it's just one amazing time. So we're just going to take a 1 minute break, and we'll be back immediately after this break. Thank you. Violet, and let's just have fun. Thank you. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hi, Violet. This is Ronnie. You're welcome. You're live on air. How are you?
Hello, Ronnie. I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
I am amazing. So, thanks for coming on air.
Oh gosh.
I know. So proud of you, though. So proud of seeing what you're doing and the progress you're making. So tell my listeners about you and what you do, please.
First of all, I would like to say thank you to you for constantly encouraging me in what I'm doing and constantly pushing me and telling me, look, this is your dream, live your dream.
Well done. Thank
And you
you.
know what? I'm always going with that. And I'm so grateful that you've appeared in my life. About 5 years ago, first time I came to the first show with Carlam, like we was doing the
Yes, yes,
fashion walk.
yes, yes.
Only 2 or 3 years ago, I've contacted you because I was obviously hungry for it. And I've asked you if I can do photography at your fashion show. And you said yes. I was so over the moon. And I thought, wonderful. What is such a great opportunity.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for this.
No, go ahead. Thank you. There's more you're going to achieve. This is just the beginning. As long as you keep
Oh,
going, as long as you
I'm
keep
hoping
going.
so. I'm hoping so. It's just, it's just so overwhelming and wonderful. I can go with my passion. I can go with what I'm doing the best. I found it. I found my skill, and I'm just loving it. And most of it is thanks to you as well. You're one of these people. Don't get yourself too cheeky or whatever, because there's loads of people who help me on the way. And also, I would like to say that there were certain people who critique a lot what I'm doing, give me the critique or criticize, but I always listen to them. I listen to them, I learn from it. And you know me, I was crying to your sleep secretly, but hey ho, that's the secret of here. And I took the steps back sometimes, and adjust the possible mistakes I was making and listen more and more. And oh gosh, it's a little bit a drop in the water what I'm doing at the moment, but I do want to be even better in this, to put my passion through. Wonderful. Thank you for the amazing opportunity.
Nah, you're most welcome. You've made some very strong comments there. You've talked about you really want to it's like a drop in the ocean what you're doing now, and that there's a lot that you want to do. But,
oh yes.
But the funny thing, the funny
What is it?
the funny thing
You
is,
tell me.
the funny thing is, if you continue at the pace and the passion that you're going now, there is no magic. You are going to achieve what you're going to achieve.
Oh yes, that's what you was always saying to me.
And
Live your dreams.
It's a fact.
And
there's no kind of magic or whatever. Or if you just continue with your passion, do what your heart tells you to do. Like you did a fantastic event was it last year or this year? And then
last year, yes. Yeah. And this year as well. Loads of things happening. Yeah, there was loads of things happening in my life, yes.
From the conversation we had with the lady a few minutes ago.
Yeah. She's wonderful. I met her a couple of times. I used to I have a chance to photograph her. She's such a beautiful soul. Oh my goodness me.
It's a lovely lady. Before I let you just give us a few pointers of what you've done and what feedback you can give to people so they can learn from how you've gone through your challenge, is I would like you to draw a big picture. Yeah, I know you have a vision of where you want to go, but make sure whatever it is that you're planning, that this is what I want to achieve, it is so big that when you tell it to your friends or families or your husband, they just won't be able to comprehend it. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, but with me as an artist and as a photographer, it usually comes to me. I'm photographing the events. I'm photographing mainly children, and now I'm sneaking slowly into adult fashion too, because I'm a fashion photographer also.
Good.
So it basically with me is, I photograph. I'm not camera happy. I just do what I love to do, and I'm trying to snap the best shots on the catwalk, let's put it that way. Or even if I'm doing my studio, I'm just trying to catch the best of the beautiful people coming in there.
Yeah.
And the idea with with this beautifulness really comes after I look back at the images I've taken, the photographs I've taken.
Yeah.
So then I start creating really in that way. Does it make sense?
It makes absolute sense. I mean, that's your gift. Yes. Everyone's different. Everyone's got different gifts. You've got your gift
Yes.
in a different way, and you just be the best that you can be in that gift. So how did
Yes.
you? You're going.
But I also wanted to say from the probably people of the who came to and know me and who came to me for photography, they know me that I'm very strict with what I want.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm putting them in a different strange position,
Yeah.
different pose, and they say, "What is the woman doing?" I'm just saying, "Listen, this is only for your own good." Because what's in real life, it's not necessarily it's going to be on your photo. So
Mm.
just do what I'm saying. Uh, Can I say, I don't want to be horrible, but can I say, I just have that eye sometimes, how to set the person, put the person in, and it's just after all of it, after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever,
Mm. Mm.
it just comes the wonderful picture. Oh, and
Wow.
Ronnie, you always motivating me, what I'm
Wow.
doing, you're one of them people. I can say so many names right now, but oh, Ronnie.
It's all good. I mean,
And
you.
I say,
I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you are happy in your gift,
yes,
and I'm
I am
so.
very happy. Thank you so
You're
much.
most welcome. You're most welcome. And please don't give up. I know you're not gonna give up. I won't let you give up anyway. So you don't have a choice. You know what I mean?
I
So,
know you.
all
And
right.
I'm so looking forward after all this mess, malarkey's
I
finished over.
know.
I'm so looking forward to photograph your shows again.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you. Thank
guys,
you.
hashtag Chaps UK,
Yes.
hashtag CCA Cancel Africa,
Yay!
and
That's a good
it's
plug.
Ronnie Jacobs.
Thank you. Please leave a link for how whoever's watching would like to take pictures or have their kids take a picture. Please leave a link in the comments below of your details so they can access your website and get in touch with you. Is that okay?
I'm sure I will. Thank you so much for
All right,
great
darling.
opportunity.
Uh,
And everyone remember, it's a very hard times for us, but stay home, protect NHS, and
Save lives.
save lives.
Thank you very much. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one,
Thank you for
darling.
having me.
No
You
worries.
too.
God bless.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hi, that was the amazing Violet, one amazing, amazing lady who does some amazing, amazing pictures. Now, our last guest tonight is Sabrina. Sabrina is just full of so much energy and full of so much knowledge. So I'm going to have to take a short break and I'll be back in, 1 minute. See you soon. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much. My name is Ronnie Jacobs from the Ronnie J Show. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. We're just going to get in touch with our final caller for today, Sabrina Benson. She's just an amazing lady. And today we're talking about self-development. Why is it important to develop ourselves and what impact that can have on our lives, okay? So let's see how this goes. I've had a great conversation with a couple of people today. We spoke with Dami, we spoke with Trust, and we also spoke with Violet. So, welcome to the O2 messaging we've got a voice machine. Let's see. Okay, I'll just leave her a message so she can call me back when she's. Let's see that. Let's try again. Try that again. Second time. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Ronnie.
Hi, Joanna. You live on there. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I tried it first. I was like, she didn't pick up. Where's she gone?
I literally had to end the call when you called. Sorry about that.
Oh my God, a busy day today, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing, amazing. Thanks for coming back again. And our viewers really enjoy your comments and your views.
Oh,
and
bless.
just for those who haven't heard from you before, if you just tell us a little bit about yourself and we can go
Sure.
from there.
Yeah, excellent. So my name's Sabrina Benson. I am a mother of five. I am a personal development and business consultant. I'm also an author. We have our own publishing house, and our vision is to basically activate families globally and locally, so that you guys can start sharing your message with the world.
Wow, I love that. I love such when I hear massive visions like that, they inspire me. It's
Oh,
like
bless.
so we're talking about self development today. So I don't know. I think what I was thinking of doing today is just allow you to talk for about 3 4 minutes. Then I
Okay,
make a few notes and then I can then discuss some of the points that you've raised. Is that okay?
sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're talking around why it's important to develop for us to develop our oneself.
Okay, definitely. Oh, thank you. Well, thanks for having me, Ronnie. For me personally, the premise that I come through with regards to personal development is it says what it does on the tin. It's personal development. So, the question really is for you to ponder on is that why would you not want to improve yourself from where you are to where you desire to go? And the more that we expand our vessel for us to receive, the capability of what we're calling into our life can be received. Because one of the premises that I definitely believe is that when we ask for something, it's already there. Like, would you believe that? Would you agree that the desires and aspirations that you have, someone else is already living that dream? So would you also agree that in order for you to achieve what they have, there's things that need to be put in place, and that all and ties back into personal development. And a bit like what I said to Ronnie in my first conversation that we had, is that what is it that you desire to experience, but also are you teachable? The first
Mm,
premise of personal development is, are you teachable? Because without you being teachable, it doesn't work. So there's no point challenging everything that comes forward. It's about bringing in the essence of, I'm teachable, I'm open minded, but what do I need? What are the key components that need to be inserted? And you can kind of equate that to baking a cake, for instance. So, for the basic ingredients for baking a cake, eggs, flour, sugar, and water,
mm,
just as a basic. But
mm,
if we don't actually add those ingredients, we kind of thought, well, let me put some jollof rice or let me put some fish in there, you won't get a cake. And it's not a case of just saying, okay, I want to throw anything else just for the sake of it. It's that there's a science to every single thing that we desire to achieve in life, for healthy relationships, for healthy marriages, for successful businesses.
mm.
And the same ties back for personal development, is that there's a science, there's certain things that we need to follow and to actually include in our life journey in order for us to get that out.
Mm. I'm digesting. I'm learning so much today. It's like I'm in a school. I'm just like each person is just bringing a different dimension. And you talked about you asked a very critical question. So why would you not want to develop yourself?
Yes.
And from your experience, why would somebody not want to do that though? Is there any reason? Is this back to fear again?
Again, it points to belief systems. So we have characters such as, I know everything I need to know, so why would I need to know more? Like,
Mm,
who are you to tell me anything? So
mm,
again, the challenge that we spoke about before is that sometimes our biggest problem in our life is ourselves. So a person like that is someone that's built up with a belief system that they don't want to be guided, they don't want to be taught. So that wouldn't be the ideal person. But would they need that personal development? Absolutely. Chances are that they're not excelling in areas of their life that they would like to be, and we've always got space for improvement, because there's that saying is that practice makes, how do
perfect.
you finish that?
Mm,
Exactly, we've been taught that
mm,
practice makes perfect, but in fact my daughter, when she was 11, she was doing a talk on stage with the late Dr. Miles Monroe,
mm,
and she said to the audience, practice doesn't make perfect, practice makes improvement.
correct.
And I loved that, because
Mm,
it's like, that means that there's always space for growing, there's always space. So I don't care if you're a millionaire, you could become a billionaire. If you want to be, if you're a billionaire, you become a trillionaire. There's always space. So there's an infinite amount of expansion that we can go into.
mm, mm.
So it really comes back to, who am I? And we can all benefit from personal development because we can't see our own blind spots.
Mm. I mean that this comment or this question keeps coming back. We spoke to Dami at the beginning, and also spoke to Violet and Trust. And this question: who am I? How do we
Who am I?
know who we are? How do we know what gift we have?
Oh, wow, I love that. That's a beautiful question. So,
Mm,
who am I? Who am I is such a broad question because it's like, who am I now? I love to say to clients now because who I am right now is not who I am tomorrow, and it's not who I was yesterday.
mm,
Does that make sense? So
correct.
we have to understand we're not static beings, we're dynamic. So who am I now with respect to where I'm going? What version of me do I desire to become? But also with that premise, I like the second part of your question is like, how do I discover what I can gift to the world? And
Correct.
one of the best ways to find that out is by journaling. Journaling to the premise of journaling, visualization, just sitting time, meditating in prayer, whatever works for you, but just that centering and going, what is it that I love? What brings me joy? And one of the exercises that I love to do with my clients is just having an A4 sheet of paper. So it's a line down from the top to the bottom
Mm,
and then one across the middle. So you've got four squares, four equal squares.
mm,
And you entitle it, what is it I'm good at?
mm-hmm.
What do I love doing? What is it I'm not good at? And what do I not like to do?
I like
And
that.
that is
Mm,
such a simple exercise. But what it makes you realize is that where have I been spending most of my energy in my life? And more importantly, what do I need to start focusing on? Because the chances are you already been doing what you love doing or what you're good at already, but everything else has been coming into your life to distract you, and
mm-hmm.
you've had to do it because no one else was there.
Mm,
And the thing that can then happen is then if you expand your network or your team, depending on we're talking about personal or business, is that you employ people that have the skill sets of things that you're not good at or don't like doing, and then you can start spending more time doing the stuff that you're good at.
okay. You talked about what I love doing, what I'm good at, who am I, that we are dynamic and we are not static. But people who are doing the same jobs over and over and over again, that would like to leave that position, that would like to leave that job and go and
Mm-hmm.
maybe do what they really, their dreams and the desire would be, would say to you, well, I know I'm good at, for example, being a dancing teacher. I want to be a dance teacher. That's really my dream. But I've got this fantastic job and I got a mortgage to pay and I can't leave all that. I can't just abandon all that and then pursue this vision of being a dancing teacher.
Yes, yes.
What would you say to somebody like that?
Transitional, so transition is like, okay, I got pregnant today and I'm giving birth tomorrow. So would you agree that it takes time? I plant a seed for an oak tree, and in 100 years the oak tree's there. So it's about being realistic with what does it take in order for this to manifest. Is that it doesn't mean, okay, that's it, I'm a dance teacher, I run out of my job and I do this today. It can mean that for you because there's going to be someone listening to this and says, okay, now I know's the time. But at the same time, if we're thinking about someone that's in a role that needs to pay their bills, it's just transition. Why don't you start talking about your dream? That's the first step. Allow yourself to be a full embodiment of who you are. Start talking about it, start sharing, start having private clients. And that's the seeding stage. The next stage is that you keep watering, you keep nurturing. It's so lovely, these questions. I'm actually writing a book about this, the farming
Mm,
effect, talking about how nature actually develops this, shows us how to do this as an example in our life.
yeah.
So we start nurturing, watering it, and that's the stage, is this exercising the muscle. What's stopping you from still doing that on the weekend? What's stopping you from having a client call online with someone that's embarking in the area that you have the expertise on, and you guiding them? The only thing that's stopping you is you. See, we always think about these leaps and bounds, but
Mm.
actually the success stories really take place from those small steps in the right direction.
I read an amazing book, and the author talked about the perfection, or if you keep improving in small bits, and you're doing 5 different things, and you're improving in those 5 little things in small chunk bits, they all come together to make the
Absolutely.
whole better.
Absolutely. That's the golden nugget that we're not talking about enough in personal development. We always talk about these leaps and bounds. I want to do this. But actually, it's that, okay, that's the big picture. But what are the little steps that we take to get us there? And they're daily steps. Because remember, we are creatures of habit. So we have habitual actions that either take us towards our desired outcomes, or we have habitual actions that take us away from. So it's really for you to reflect on, where am I right now? What is it that I'm doing? Like, really, like, just look back, see where we get the biggest milestone is reflection. Like, what is it I'm doing actually? How am I spending my time? If I'm on the phone, people say, okay, phones are bad, TVs are bad. Well, it depends, because what are you doing with it? So it really is contextual to how you're spending that time and to what extent.
I love that. I love that. Might be our topic for next week. How do you spend your time? You know.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And you talked about, there's so much packed in what you just said. You talked about reflection, and I've also know that there's some people who are just afraid to think about where they are and they're just afraid to reflect on things because they just think it's going to make them depressed or. So that's another bundle of things to discuss, you know.
You're excellent. You're something else, to be honest, because you're hitting on so many golden nuggets. See, again, what does that point to? It's ourselves. See, if we address our own internal wounds, we can actually go out. Our biggest challenge is us. And this is why personal development is so important, because we've got to look at, why is it so painful for me to receive feedback? See, I've had people that have never actually received feedback because they just put up these walls because it's so painful, because feedback to them is judgment.
Correct.
And judgment to them is pulling them apart because it takes them back to being 7 years old and all the trauma they went through. So if we can bypass that and heal those wounds and realize that the feedback helps me to improve. Actually, if my friend doesn't say to me I've got sauce, or my hair's kind of out of whack, or my jacket's not on straight, I then walk into places tatty or messed up somewhat. Whereas if my friend just tells me to straighten up my jacket, it's something I receive in order to improve.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Sabrina. And please, you're just an amazing, amazing, amazing vessel,
Likewise, you get me excited. Oh, you inspire me. Take care, Ronnie. Thank you so
I'll
much.
Speak to you next week. Thank you so
God
much.
bless.
Please leave a link
Bye.
for your book in the comments below so people can click on it.
Thank you.
Have an amazing day. God bless you. Thank you.
And you. Bye.
Bye. Oh, what an amazing show today. We've had 4 amazing people who just keep blowing my mind, and just keep blowing my mind and saying amazing things. We had Trust, we had Dami, we had Violet, and now we just had Sabrina. Just going through some topics and going through our personal lives and going through different things that we've been to help, so you can take some information from that. So you can understand that everyone's going through the same challenge. There's no one magic wand that is out there. Dami talked about never stop learning. You have to continuously learn for you to make yourself and make your skill, to fine tune that skill, to fine tune that thing that you want to do. If you want to be a dance teacher, you can't just wake up overnight and be a dance teacher. You have to kind of fine tune that skill. We talked to Trust, and Trust was emphasizing on believing in yourself, believing that gift, believing in that thing that you want to do, and never give up. Keep saying to yourself over and over and over in your head that this is what I'm going to do. We talked to Violet, and Violet talked about her experience and how she sees what others don't see. She's got that gift, and she's understood that is my gift in photography. I'm able to see other things that others might not see, and so she's developing to fine tune on that. And then that's her uniqueness. That's such amazing. We talked to Sabrina. Sabrina just filled me with so much information today. But the one I'm taking out of that is, who are you? Who are you? Have you identified who you are yet? Do you know who you are yet? Do you know what your abilities are yet? Are you afraid to reflect back on yourself and look back on yourself and say, this is who I am? Are you afraid of taking feedback? So all those things, once you've identified all those things, you see that when you take one more step, I would advise you play back the show again, listen to 1 or 2 things, make a few notes, and take one thing. If it's just one thing you take out of this whole show, then that is progress for your life. And say, over the next 3 or 4 weeks, I'm going to work on this one thing. And I hope to see you all as we grow together, as we improve together, as we pursue our dreams together. Never give up on your dream. Never let anyone tell you you're not good enough. Never let anyone tell you you can't achieve something. Who are they to tell you you can't achieve something? You are who you are. You were made to where you are. You have your gift. You have your abilities. You have your knowledge. You have your faults. You have good things. You have bad things about you. That's just who you are. That's who I am. I've got my gifts. I've got things I'm good at. Things I'm not good at. That's just who I am. Everyone just be who they want to be and grow and be who they want to be. I believe in you, so believe in yourself. My name is Ronnie Jacobs. You're watching The Ronnie J Show. Please like and subscribe our channel, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, and God bless.